Would Seaward know, just off the cuff, if the presence of the black dragon might be the source of what seems like it's or at least
Go ahead and roll me a nature check. I'll allow it since Seaward hasn't really been doing much else with his turn except for contemplating. I'll include this as part of his contemplation.
He's just sitting there reflectively.
17.
17? Yes, black dragons have been known to alter their environment near their lair. Just their mere presence has a sort of magical aura that tends to make the ground swampier. It will, in time, begin to grow foggier as well. And you can tell that the kind of wetland that this is becoming is definitely an acidic wetland. So it's pretty clear that if she's the dragon that was here originally, then she's at fault for the change in landscape.
Okay,
Kill a dragon.
How to kill the dragon. Yeah, I'm going to approach up from behind and don my shield as I'm doing so, and I'm just gonna end my turn with that.
Okay, so you're getting your shield up for protection, and how close are you getting to her?
What's if she takes a 10 by 10? It's 20.
Are you getting
10 feet behind her.
Okay. Alright.
I'll say that some of that time, it took a while to put my shield on. So I wasn't moving as quickly as I could.
Okay. So, Thanos, what are you doing?
So, is Tugboat's character still there? Threatening fight.
The bear is still standing over the mage. Tugboat, has Seaward's posture changed at all with the revelation that there's acidic breath and that this creature is probably responsible for the change in the landscape? Is there any visible change in his posture?
Yeah, Seaward looks like he's about to start clawing at the dragon.
Okay, cool. I'm gonna pick up the mage.
That's going to spark my reaction.
What?
You just activated my trap card.
God damn it! Ready to kill the dragon, not the maid.
What'd he say?
Seaward looks like he's ready to take on the dragon, not like he's going to kill the mage. So he went from just like protectively guarding the mage to like, all right, you're not getting through me to get to the mage. I'm going to take you down first.
Okay. I see. I feel so conflicted. Yeah, I'm gonna go for the mage.
Okay. So, Seaward, go ahead and take your reaction attack as a bear.
Bowser Kiku.
Stop.
Yeah, so that is going to be a total of 18.
Does an 18 hit your armor class, Thanos?
Just does.
Deal those sweet, sweet DMGs.
I only get 2d4 plus 2. So.
Could still be lovely piercing damage. Let's find out.
A grand total of 5 piercing damage.
All right,
Oh no, 5 damage.
Thanos, you take 5 points of piercing damage as Seaward bites into you as you reach for the mage. Are you using your action to try to pull the mage away?
Yeah, I will.
Okay.
He is determined.
Okay.
I am determined.
It's going to take your full action to be able to, like, pull the mage out and pick him up. Are you trying to move in any particular direction with him, or are you just holding him up now?
I'll hold him up, kind of like carrying a stack of potatoes, like by the back of his legs, over my shoulder.
Okay. Are you doing anything else?
No.
All right. Let's see. I guess that brings us to Seaward's turn.
All right, so I am going to make my attacks
At the dragon?
correct.
Okay.
One with one with claw. So bad news, the bite was a natural 2. Good news, the claw is a natural 20.
Oh. Well, that second... So, you go to bite, but your jaw is still half caught in Thanos's armor, and you end up pulling a tooth. But the as you finally pull free, that extra momentum puts your full weight behind you as you slash in with your claws. So go ahead, and you can either roll twice the number of dice, or you can roll your dice once, double the dice, and then add your modifier. It's up to you.
Okay. So that'll be a grand total of 14 points of damage to the
How
dragon.
many?
4? 14?
14.
Okay.
14. On Thanos?
No, on the dragon.
Oh, on the dragon. Okay, good.
I thought he was talking about this.
I know, I thought he was talking about me too. I was like, oh shit.
Put
All right, so you're
him
able to
down.
rake into
Dang.
the dragon's foreleg, and blackish blood begins to seep out a little bit as it steams, and droplets of it hit the ground and sizzle slightly as it dissolves some of the plants and dust around it. Is that your turn?
Yes.
All right. Are you issuing any commands to the wolves, or?
I mean, I still can't speak to them, so I would hope that my clawing at the dragon and my growl that I would give as I do so would initiate their attack sequence.
Yeah, seems to have communicated it well enough. All right, on Tamisra's turn. You guys are kind of spread out. Inconvenient when she wants to make an attack in a straight line. So instead, she's just going to make 3 attacks. A bite attack against the bear that just slashed into her. And a claw attack against each of the wolves. So let's see here. We'll roll the bite first. Does a 22 hit you, Seaward?
Only by double.
Okay, good. So let's see here. It's 2 of these plus
Your
that.
AC is 11?
As a bear, he's not
Oh.
got any armor on.
I
Okay.
That
thought
makes
you
more
were
sense.
turtle form.
Oh, that's not too bad. That's only 13 points of piercing damage. Oh wait, no, bite damage. Sorry, 13 points of piercing damage, and I have to roll one of these because the mouth is involved. 3
Ooh.
points of acid damage. So a total of 16.
Okay. The bear form is not looking too hot.
Yeah. Now it's time to try to hit the doggos.
Oh no!
Well, does a 9 hit the... You don't have the direwolf stats. Let me check. Their AC is 14, so no. She rolled a natural 1 and a natural 2 on the claw attacks.
Dang.
Bless you.
Uh-huh.
Thank
All
you.
right. The mage is still unconscious. Dovakin, what are you doing?
Sweet. Dovahkiin. He's gonna run up and hit the dragon. It's just a dragon. It's just a dragon.
She did attack
She
all
gone
of your
now.
friends.
She gone now, Ken. She
Yeah.
was never there if you think about it.
Yeah, I guess that's true. Okay. 16 plus 1, 17 to hit.
That does not hit.
Really?
It does not.
Um,
She's
I'm
got
gonna
the first blow just slides off of the thick scales.
I'm going to use my extra attack then, and that is an 18 to hit.
Just barely hits.
Oh
The
gosh.
first time your sword just kind of slides off, and so you refocus and look for a gap between the scales to try to get in. Go ahead and roll damage.
Okay. Ooh, max damage. 18 to 18.
18 points of damage. All right.
Yep. 19. I forgot about my plus 1.
Okay. Right, because magic weapon.
Yep.
19 points of damage.
That first attack too.
Did you add the +1 to your attack rolls?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh my gosh.
All right.
She's a
So
beefy
that's
girl.
your attack, your extra attack. Are you doing anything with your bonus action?
I'm just gonna keep up concentration on that magical weapon.
All right. The direwolves are going to attack, and they do get pack tactics.
Pactics?
Tactics.
Get tactics, yes. All right, so can't roll that for them. Let's do... We'll use these. So, let's see
I do
here.
not have as many spell slots as I wish I had.
Direwolves get a... Or, well, Tugboat, would you like to roll for your doggos?
I certainly can.
And then they get a +5 to hit. And they get advantage because pack tactics.
So my red dice rolled 2 5s, and then
Yikes.
my yellow dice comes up to a total of 19. So I get 1 attack.
So,
Do they
the,
get 1 attack because of? I don't know. I haven't looked at Direwolf since the last time.
what was the question?
Do they get multi-attack? Like, as a bear, I get a claw and a bite.
Direwolves do not have multi-attack.
Got it. Probably
But
because
they-
they have tactics.
Yeah, they have tactics instead.
Got it. Okay, what do I roll for damage for the direwolf?
Okay, so obviously the 10 didn't hit, but the one with the natural 18 does hit.
14.
So 2... Oh, sorry, what was that?
Natural 14 comes out to 19.
Okay, that does hit. It's going to be 2d6 plus 3. 10 points of damage. Respectable number. And that brings us to Mirren.
Okay. I'm going to cast Inflict Wounds at level 1.
Inflict wounds. Do you need to be able to touch to do that?
Yes, so I'm going to run up and poke her.
Okay, and I believe, do you make a melee?
Melee, yeah.
Alright, roll your attack and add your spellcasting modifier.
Spell attack. Okay. My spell attack is 7, I think. That looks right.
It's your proficiency modifier plus your wisdom modifier, so.
Okay, yeah. So that plus that, it's gonna be 18.
Just hits.
Oh.
Just enough, so go ahead and roll the damage.
This hurts me, guys. Alright. 3d10s.
Whew.
Yep. Yep. That first one's already a 9. Jeez. 23 damage.
23 points of damage.
I rolled 2 9s.
So, as the bear and the wolves have been menacing the dragon from behind, you creep closer, reach up, and grab the thrashing tail from behind and focus divine energy through it. And you all watch as... Is it necrotic damage?
It is necrotic damage.
Yeah. You watch as this jolt of energy courses through her and seems to drain at her strength and life force. She withers slightly. She's looking rough.
And I say, I'm sorry. And then I whisper, Deus Vult.
Deus Vult.
I know what I said. I said that intentionally.
Any bonus action or... And you still have, like, 20 feet of movement.
Since I'm attacking her from behind, backing up doesn't provoke, does it? Colton? No.
That's not what I was laughing at. Okay.
As a
Okay,
seasoned cleric, you would know that once you've entered her melee range, trying to back away would trigger an opportunity attack.
Oh, okay. I thought because I was behind her. Okay.
Yeah. They've simplified things for 5th edition.
Yup. Yeah, I'm just gonna stay where I am.
Okay. Thanos, what are you
I don't want to
doing?
get in front of her.
I shall roll to make a yeet check.
Yeet check.
At the other end.
All right.
Suddenly a launcher appears and he throws it.
Let's see, that's 10 plus 2. So 12. I'm going to try to chuck the mage at the dragon.
So you rolled a 12. What kind of check were you rolling? Just a strength check?
Yeah.
So with a 12, you're able to shove him. You technically succeed in throwing the mage, but you're only able to yeet him to just in front of the bear.
Okay.
Just kind of, you get him like 5.5 feet, and his limp hand kind of smacks the side of Seaward's face as he flies by. Not enough
right.
to do any real damage, but to alert
Surprise.
him that you are now just shoving the mage right in front, and also to be just a little bit insulting, and because you didn't have the strength to yeet him clear of the bear. So that's your action. Would you like to do anything with your bonus action or your movement?
With my bonus, I'm going to re-equip my axe and move towards the dragon. Since we are that.
Okay. Are you saying anything as you yeet the mage?
Meat shield!
He says
Oh,
in
wait,
front of the paladin, the cleric, and the druid. Seaward, what are you doing?
I'm gonna.
I was gonna say screams and profanities.
In the middle of the bear growl, you swear you hear fuck.
What?
So making my multi-attack.
Okay. Roll.
Sorry, but what did Tugboat say initially? I missed it.
Within the low bear growling, you hear something that could be interpreted as a crude word for coitus. Yes,
What
I'm
the
making
fuck?
this more difficult.
Not in as many words.
Ah,
Fuck.
Exactly.
I
But
was-
in bear.
Okay, so my claw attack only rolled a total of 10. My bite attack was a total of 8.
Alright, roll the bite attack damage.
Only 5 points of damage.
Okay. And doing anything for bonus action or your movement?
Nope.
Alright, that's your turn. That brings us to Tamisra, who growls out, "Fools! Fine. Now that I've reclaimed my home, you can all stay here with me as decoration. And gonna put the hurt on a few more. Let's see how we do here. You're all still like grouped up weirdly.
That's one way of putting it. Yep.
Yep. You guys are all like spread around in a circle instead of in a nice straight line. So first she's gonna reach around to try to bite the annoying cleric who sapped a bunch of her strength.
Hi.
I'm betting an 11 doesn't.
No.
Okay. Next is...
So, so the way I'm picturing that is like when a cat, like, you know, like cats and dogs can't reach the base of their tail.
Mm-hmm.
That's how I'm picturing that. It's like the weird neck crane, but they can't get to it.
It's like the neck crane, and also she's still getting used to being back in her old form, and so like she turns just a little, she turns her whole body just a bit, and so it actually ends up kind of pulling you just out of range as her teeth come around to try to snap. Alright, so next she's gonna go for a claw attack. Seaward, does a 24 hit you?
No.
You're a terrible liar there, Seaward. You should stick to your day job.
He can't stick to his day job. He has a busted leg.
Oh, insult to injury.
Injury to insult. I joke, of
Somebody
course,
breathe
because
insult.
he's actually working.
So only 7 points of slashing damage. And
Damage rolls over from when I get knocked out of beast shape, right?
yeah, so if you had like 4 points left as a bear, the remaining 3 would be done to Seaward's actual hit points.
Cool. So I only took 2 points of damage as Seaward.
All right. And she's going to do her remaining claw attack at one of the wolves. And that's going to miss. Yeah. And that brings us to Dovahkiin.
I'm scared.
All right. As the faint aroma of a sort of ammonia smell wafts over from Dovahkiin, what else are you doing?
I'm gonna just run up and hit her with my great axe again.
Just gonna hit it until it dies?
Hit it till it dies.
We
21
could,
to hit.
we could group up and hit it till it dies. Yeah.
High five.
21 to hit, 14 damage.
Dang, son.
And is extra attack a one-time use, or is that every turn?
Extra attack is every turn.
Every turn. Sweet, I'm going extra attack. 18 to hit.
Just hits.
And 11 damage.
Oof. That one hurt.
Sweet. And I think I should be good for a minute.
All right. Tugboat, would you roll for your Wolfie boys?
I can indeed.
Any day.
Okay, I get +5, right?
They get +5 to their attack, and they have advantage because pack tactics.
Right. Okay, so they both ended up totaling 19.
Okay, they're both going to hit. For each of them, that's 2d6 plus 3.
Between the two of them, total of 17 points.
Whew. Some bitey boys. Mirren, what are you doing?
I'm gonna hit it with a stick.
So you pull out your
My
A
quarterstaff.
yeah.
And since I have a shield, it's one-handed, right?
Yes.
Okay, so that's gonna be roll to hit. Wow, that's a 19 right out the gate. Strength, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so 20.
Total of 20 to hit.
Yes.
All right, that's gonna hit. Go ahead and roll your damage.
That's a 5. Hey.
Hey, including your strength modifier.
No, actually, that is correct.
This is a weapon you're proficient in, correct?
Yep, strength and proficiency.
Yeah. So you don't get the proficiency bonus to damage, but you do get it to your attack rolls, and you do get your strength bonus to the damage.
Okay, so well, I already know I hit, so I'm not worried about that. But
Yep.
good to know. So 1d6 plus strength, so 6.
6 points of damage. She is not looking great. You managed to find a weak spot caused by your
Looking out her
earlier attack and just sort of like bash into that wound. Thanos, what are you doing?
gonna hit it till it dies as well
Okay.
with my great axe, right for the neck.
I'm just saying, you guys spent a lot longer negotiating with imps.
Well, the imps had reasonability. This does not.
She can actually talk in your language.
I know that, but let's also talk about how many times she threatened to kill us.
She made it very clear what her demands were.
And we're denying those demands.
I'm going to try to treat her like a Pokemon. I'm going to wear her down until she has like 10 hit points left, and then I'm going to throw that great ball at her. Make her my
I have that
pet.
expensive Violet perfume.
Yeah.
Glass, it'll hurt.
Okay. So,
Yeah.
if you're trying to hit it until it dies, what's your attack roll?
Let's see. That's a 7. So that's
A 7 doesn't hit, no.
and I'm going to use D on because I'm using something on. It keeps giving me super low scores. So let me just double check that this works. Sorry.
Also, don't forget you have extra attack as a fighter.
Fighters do have extra attack. That is correct.
Oh yeah, that's right. I guess I'll do an extra attack then. Let me re-roll that, even though that's in the chat. Right. Or
Were you intending to use that roll for your extra attack, or...
no, I was not.
Okay, then you do
So-
need to re-roll.
Cool.
That's so sad. 'cause it would've
That's a
Ooh.
6.
Dang.
That's a total of what?
That's a 6.
You only have a +2 to your attack?
Yeah, +2.
With a
It's-
weapon you're proficient in?
Yeah. I
What-
think.
If you're using a weapon you're proficient
Oh.
with, it should be your proficiency modifier and then your ability modifier, either strength or dexterity, depending on the weapon.
Okay, so that'd be a grand total of 9.
It's still not going to hit, but let's just,
Yeah.
make sure we are adding the correct numbers.
Yeah.
Okay.
Very true.
You doing anything with your bonus action?
No.
Okay. Seaward. Dragon is looking really rough.
bonus action Shillalog.
Shillelagh!
Shillelagh! So I'm going to make my attack with my quarterstaff and add my wisdom to it instead of my strength. Okay, so
Ow.
with my
Bless you.
proficiency, it's a total of 18.
That is exactly what you needed. Roll them sweet, sweet damages.
A grand total of 10 points of damage.
10 points of damage?
Yes, with the staff. I hit with the staff for 10 points.
Nice.
How do you want to do this?
Oh, yeah!
That's a good way to do it.
That's a good way to do it. I'm gonna just look in her face and a slight look of sadness about having to kill somebody who I was taking to consider to be a friend, and then just crack her right on the side of the noggin with my magical stick.
All right. Now, you guys have noticed when Seaward casts Shillelagh, the staff seems to morph. The knot on one of the sides grows into more of a club shape. And as he, with all of his tortle grace, lifts up the staff and solemnly cracks it right into her skull, there's almost a dent, a visible dent in her head,
Oh,
as she crumples to the ground at his feet.
oof.
Oof.
Ow.
And we are now out of initiative.
Just a little boop.
Hard boot.
Yeah.
Okay,
Little
so
love tap.
I'm gonna walk over to our inadequate meat shield and wake him up.
He is very badly beaten and unconscious. How do you plan on waking him up? You can make a medicine check.
Oh. Yeah, I guess I can.
Are you proficient in the medicine skill?
Let me double check. No, I'm not.
Alright, I'll keep that in mind. Go ahead and roll.
Alright. Boop. That is a 14 plus 1 for medicine. So 15.
So total 15. So recalling what you know of basic first aid, you go over, check him. He's unconscious but stabilized. And so you hit a couple of pressure points and splash some water in his face, and you see him just barely move his head, and his eyes just barely peek open. There's a soft and you realize that as you were tapping, you may have just further injured a fractured rib.
Oh my gosh.
But he's conscious now.
Oh, good.
Here's what I'm going to do. I will dispel the wolf spirits, and then call on my unicorn totem. Which, basically, when I call on my unicorn totem, then every time I restore hit points to anything, any creatures of my choice can also regain hit points up to my druid level.
Alright, so this is one of the spirits you can summon, right? So a spectral unicorn appears in the area.
Right. Not not necessarily like a ghost, but it is definitely translucent, base spirit type thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not an undead feel, but like more of that Native American spirit of the land, spirit of the creature sort of thing.
Right. And then I will kind of gesture to all of our companions, come closer to the spirit. And then I will cast Cure Wounds on Dovahkiin.
Thank you.
Which should be 1d8, so I'm gonna roll. So that's a total of 12 points. Oh wait, hold on. 17 points for Dovahkiin, and then 6 points to everybody within 30 feet of the unicorn totem. Which
So the mage gets 6 points as well.
yes.
Who does?
The mage.
I'm gonna give
Ah.
6 points of healing to the mage.
Ugh.
How is everybody feeling? Does anybody need any extra?
I'm good.
I could use a little help, he says with only 6 hit points as he's trying to lift himself up to a seated position.
Dovin's just gonna walk over and like put his hand on his shoulder and heal him up.
Can I roll for
Alright.
medicine check as well to see if I can do anything?
Nah, you're good, dog. I got heals on him.
Okay, I have no
So-
idea how much you're helping him for.
16.
How much?
Oh, geez. Okay, yeah, he's fine.
16?
Yo.
Alright. Oh, I did that wrong. So. Thing is obnoxious because you have to go negative to apply healing. Alright, so he's looking less bloodied than before. You notice as you put your hand on his shoulder and help him up. He's a scrawny little fellow. Definitely in the nerd category. Thank you. And then he looks over to the body of the just straight up murdered black dragon.
Oh, is she dead?
So she's dead,
I thought-
right?
She did.
Tugboat didn't say non-lethal damage, so yeah, she dead.
Okay.
Damn.
I tried to warn all of you, but seems the danger is past.
An aberration would not have been the best form to take for me. I'm sorry.
Yeah, maybe disguise yourself as something a little bit more in your class next time. I mean, she's looking for you explicitly. You don't need to try and become something of that nature, because that's really just not going to end well for most people.
It scared plenty of them off before.
Not
How many
surprised.
is them?
Them would be the occasional fool who thinks to find easy treasure in an abandoned lair. And everything blends together after several decades.
How long have you been here?
I don't remember.
So, and I gesture with my left hand at the giant mountain of dragon. And I say, so, what was that?
That was my own failure coming back to destroy me.
Failure? What do you mean?
Many years ago, my traveling companions and I came through a nearby village. We heard that a dragon had been terrorizing them, and we sought out to defeat it. We were young and reckless, and we managed to subdue it slightly. But my companions were too injured during the battle. I took advantage of its weakness. I was able to polymorph it into a humanoid form, keep it trapped that way, and to extract its memories.
Why did you need its memories?
I don't need its memories, I just needed it not to possess them. Without its draconic form, or its memories of being a dragon, I thought I'd live harmlessly as a human. But then, you brought her back here.
Well, maybe next time if
Yeah,
you... Well,
yeah.
let me just start that over.
You scared me a little bit.
Well, if someone wasn't so incompetent with their magic, it wouldn't have faded so quickly.
It's lasted for plenty of years before you decided to bring her back into the source of all of her old memories.
She was...
And then beat me to unconsciousness so that I could no longer maintain the spell.
I was not trying to beat you unconscious. And I
Didn't
glare
stop your
instead.
companions.
I was gonna say, and I glare at them. But she was already finding her way back here in the middle of the night. She was regaining her memories. Normally, doctors have a checkup after they see their patient. There's a reason for this.
Doctors. I studied the arcane arts for many, many years. I have very little interest in the biological functions of humanoids.
That
Wait.
explains why you made such a shitty one.
Does that mean he's a witch doctor?
Please stop.
He's not a doctor. That's the whole point. I have a doctorate. You can't use it to help people. It's not the same. You can't use it to help people. It just makes you
I have a
smart.
degree in liberal arts.
This man is dying. Is anybody here a doctor? I am. Well, you're a nerd.
Got him.
I'm a communications major.
So you're studying unemployment?
Oh,
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
okay. I'm sure you'll be quite well in communicating with your fellow hobos.
Oh yeah, definitely. That's why I swapped out and into Gen Ed. Woo!
Uh-huh.
I remember Jen. She died instantly.
Oh, Jen.
Where were we? Oh, that's right. I said he made a really shitty human.
Yeah.
Because he has no interest in the matter.
He looks like he may have taken a point of psychic damage for that burn.
Awesome.
Well, what are you going to do now?
Well,
I'm gonna see if I can try out one of the eyes of the dragon to bring back to my row, and as like proof that I'm not competent.
Okay, Tugboat, I'm beginning to have a concern that you have this thing for eyes.
okay, he said something
Okay,
about
he
pulling
said-
out an eye, right? That is what he said.
He's plucking out one of the dragon eyes as proof to his clan, essentially, of his success
Oh, well,
and competency.
trophies are
Okay.
valid.
Sure, but the last time I ran a dragon combat with him, he also took eyes. Well, they turned out to be
Oh.
human eyes. That was a fun day.
Oh!
Oh!
Oh,
Oh! I mean, I'm pretty sure I can revive it, guys.
do it.
Probably need a heck of a lot of diamonds, but you are in the middle of a dragon's lair. Probably do some searching. Who knows what you could find?
A whole lot of empty. Yeah, we'll get back to that. I'm joking. Although I do feel bad.
Looking around, what do we see? What kind of treasures do we see?
Yeah.
Roll me a perception check.
17 total.
All of us or just
20.
Okay. Seaward, what'd you roll for your perception?
Grand total of 20.
Nice.
25.
All right. So,
Natty 20.
everybody sees the piles of coins, old weapons and armor. Let's see here. So we have a 17, two 20s, and a 24, 25. that correct?
Yeah.
So with the 17, you notice piles of weapons and coins, some gems. Those of you who scored 20s also notice some chests that you would recognize as being used to carry more delicate objects like glass vials. If you guys want to look into them, you can investigate to see more specific things that you find. With a 25,
Dang.
with a 25, you spot in and amongst all of the other things, a thin wand.
A thin wand.
A wand, a delicate wand.
I go and pick it up.
Yeah. And with the 25, you also notice that the mage is wearing a ring on his right hand.
I go and pick up the wand and point it at the mage's finger.
Oh,
What?
geez.
Whoa!
What's the ring?
Do you have any idea how to handle an arcane focus like that?
No.
I know how to point it at you, obviously.
But we're willing to learn.
Can I go and gently procure it from his hands?
Dude, I'm not going to let you hand it over to you. You can ask for it, but...
Are you trying to sneak it out of his hands? Yank it out of his hands?
It's more like I would like to look at this, but I'm also not going to forcefully grab it from you. But it's more of a can we not do what we're doing with this? Like, can you not point the gun at the man? Like,
I mean, if you ask for it, he'll just hand it over to you.
okay, then I ask for it.
Wait, I just hand him it.
All right.
I pointed at the page.
I pointed at him and Avada Kedavra him.
And then I use Uno reverse. Ha.
For the record, it's going to take you a while before you'll actually be able to cast anything with that, if you even know how to use a wand, priest.
I'm just looking at it.
As you're looking at it, it's not the smooth, very precise craftsmanship you're used to seeing with arcane focuses. There's still a lot of the natural twist and bend of whatever branch this was taken from. And carved right at the top is what looks to be maybe a frog shape. You think if you spent some time with it, you could probably figure out what it does. But
Can I well, investigation nature would be the same. Could I roll to see if I recognize it as druidic?
roll me an Arcana check.
Arcana, that makes sense too. 17 total.
It's Druid.
It's, say the number again.
17 total.
17 total. This is... It looks like rather than just a normal wand, this wand has some sort of special enchantment placed on it, and also based on what the mage had said previously, you suspect that this is a special wand that contains maybe several charges of a specific spell in it.
And
But
it was
you
a
would guess
frog
that-
shape.
Yes, which you think probably indicates what kind of something about the spell, maybe something animal related.
Got it.
Does
It turns people into frogs.
Maybe. You're not attuned to it yet.
I'm not.
either that
But
Um,
I'm going to offer for... I don't want to keep calling him Turtle Boy, even though I really want to. What's his name?
Or C-word.
C-word. I don't know how I forgot that.
I've only been saying it all game.
Bound.
If you're quite finished.
What's that?
I said, if you're quite finished.
Yeah, I'm
with the
going to
puns.
offer it to him, because I know that he has a background in this sort of thing.
Yeah, so I'll take it, and kind of look it over, and just kind of, oh, this seems like it would go quite nicely.
Indeed. It'll take you probably at least a half hour to an hour to tune to the item. But you've got a very nice wand.
Sorry.
Are you guys who was it that grabbed the wand first? Thanos. Thanos, are you still staring the mage down about the ring on his hand?
Yeah, I will hold my axe to him.
Or was it Dovahkiin? Now I'm sorry. I'm trying to
It
keep
was
track of...
Dovahkiin that pointed at the ring with the wand.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I was just asking about his ring.
Well, I want the ring, so
Well, I was just asking about it.
I know you were asking him about it, but I want.
Fine, you can have it. It probably won't fit on my dragony scaly hands anyways.
Probably wouldn't fit on my
Friggin'
hand
thing.
either, but I still want it.
Well, I mean, it's
Alright.
probably a magic green, guys.
Yeah, that's true.
Omnitrix
Yes.
up in here.
Yes, it is. It is part of how I was able to maintain that spell on the dragon for so long. This is, and as he holds up his hand, it's a silver ring with silver wire wrapped in some sort of intricate, almost Celtic knot type pattern,
Ooh.
with a shard of what looks like either crystal or bluish glass in the center. This is a ring of memories. It normally holds only a very amount of one person's memory, but I was able to use this place to enhance it to the point of suppressing all of her memories indefinitely until you brought her back and you saw too many reminders in order to hold them back.
So what you're saying is that the memories not working. Hence why she got her memory.
Is he cutting out for anyone else?
Yeah,
Damn it!
just repeat it. You're fine.
So what you're saying is that you made a shitty spell that didn't work, like you were hoping.
I took a calculated risk.
Harsh to this man.
I feel like C-word was coming to his defense, but all I heard was this man.
Yep.
Why are we all being so harsh to this man?
Almost unconsciously, the mage starts kind of drifting closer to C-word.
Well, C-word.
I thought he would have drifted
like to
towards him
play
because he
with
was
my
a bear
prey before
protecting him.
What was that, Colton?
I said, well, C-word. I like to play with my prey before I kill it.
Look, I was trying to help people, okay?
Full of lightning, because I can do that.
What was that?
I think he was threatening you.
He's
Was.
reminding you that he can summon a storm cloud and a column of lightning.
Yeah, and I can chop off your head with my great axe too. So
Thanos, sit down.
I can vomit lightning at all of you.
Look, if you
Whatever.
want the ring, you can have the ring. I don't have any use for it anymore. Please.
Okay, fine. Gimme. I want it.
Okay.
Man, he is
He,
eccentric.
Yeah. He takes off the ring and tosses it to you. When you put it on, it takes a moment to adjust to your size, but because it's enchanted, the ring does sort of resize. At first, you're only able to fit it on your first knuckle, but after a moment, as it seems to adjust to you, you can actually fit it all the way down onto your finger.
Nice. Okay.
This is a ring of memories. After you guys are all attuned to your stuff, I can send you stats on it.
Oh, okay. Alright. Well, with that taken care of, I suggest we all head back to the main place. And, yeah, tell them we slayed the dragon.
I mean, I would like to take a bit longer to rest before heading out into those woods, and he kind of looks over at the pile of currency and all of the weapons. No one's using those anymore, and I don't have to worry about them sparking any more of her memories, so...
That sounds fair.
I will stay with him. You can go back to the town. I will not be returning.
What?
He says, you guys can return to town. I'll stay with the mage. I'm not headed that direction.
I tell Seaward it's alright, I can stay behind. You guys all head ahead to where you need to go first.
No, I will not leave you with the wizard.
At this point,
God damn it.
the mage
gonna roll
is
the
like
DC.
basically shoulder to shoulder with the turtle man for protection.
I would be
Fine.
too.
Let's go.
Yeah, that 3's not doing you any favors.
We haven't
No.
grabbed anything off the ground or anything yet, but
If you guys would like to start looking into the loot, you can start rolling investigation checks.
okay. As they start doing that, I look.
Oh, yeah, wait, yeah. It's a one-shot. Let's not...
Why walk away from all the loot?
Well,
You never know when a character recurs.
Indeed.
alright, fine, yeah. Let's look
We'll make it quick. I will say, given your previous perception checks earlier, and also with the mage's help, who is unable to give you his name, it seems a side effect of him focusing so many years on memory manipulation magic has altered some of his own memories. Although Seaward, he confesses to you more privately that he's also the loss of all of his closest companions during the dragon fight hit him especially hard, and for him to have to spend immediately after that traumatic experience all of his time focusing on preventing the dragon from coming back, he hasn't really had time to process, and so his coping skills are not great. And so he's a little addled. You guys end up finding a set of armor that seems to have been masterfully woven from silk rope.
What did you say it was?
Elven rope armor.
Ooh.
It's masterfully woven from silk rope and provides the same armor class as leather armor. As you spend more time with it, you realize that you can use an action to speak its command word, causing the armor to unweave itself into 100 feet of rope. Speaking the command word
Dibs.
second.
Wait.
You are the elf.
It's Bayonetta armor?
The command word is in Elvish, so...
It's armor that unweaves itself to make rope?
To make
armor
100
is
feet
rope.
of rope. It's 100 feet of rope
So it just-
masterfully woven into armor.
So you basically strip to use rope.
Do you... Okay, have you ever
I'm
worn
going to
leather
use
armor
that.
or any other kind of armor?
That
You
is
don't-
fantastic. No, I do
not-
not have any problems with that.
I'm just saying, you wear clothing under your armor.
I'm I think he's just making a point, and quite frankly, that point is taken, and that point will be saved for later.
Bayonetta armor.
That's like the kink armor right there.
No. The kinked armor.
Out. You also find a longsword that, as you unsheath the blade in a dark part of the cavern, it creates a 15-foot radius of bright moonlight with another 15 feet of dim light beyond that. So you have a moon-touched longsword.
Ooh, dibs.
I called dibs already.
You have the ring.
Fine.
Simmer down, Spaghetti Boy.
You know, my first girlfriend turned into the moon.
That's rough, buddy. How else does one respond to that?
I love how subtle the reference was.
It is. It's also the perfect response to just about everything. So that's your ring.
Ooh, nice.
Seaward, you've gained a wand of polymorph.
Oh
It
gosh.
has 7 charges. You find a scroll of origami messenger. You can use an action to read the scroll, which causes it to fold itself into a tiny origami beholder. The object will fly to a destination and deliver a message as if you had cast the spell Animal Messenger.
That's neat.
An origami beholder.
Yes.
It flies
Oh my-
across the ocean. It busts down like travels for months just to show up at your door to say it's not that fucking hard.
Accurate. You find a
wait.
couple of... yes?
No, go ahead.
You find a couple of shields. One is a +1 shield, so it gives you a total of +3 to your AC.
Take
The
it.
+2 from the shield plus a +1. There is also a Sentinel Shield, which gives you I think, advantage on perception checks. Double check here.
Dibs.
You want the
Sentinel
perception bonus, and I'll take
Shield.
the +3?
A regular shield will give you +2 to your AC.
Yeah.
A +1 shield will give you another on top.
Right.
The Sentinel Shield has a symbol of an eye emblazoned on it, and it gives you advantage on initiative and perception checks.
Nice.
I'll let you pick.
Yeah, I took the Sentinel.
Okay.
And what was the sword?
Moon-touched longsword. When you unsheath it in darkness, it sheds moonlight.
That's already got really bits dingling.
Mm-hmm. You find a warhammer. It's ornate, and one of you recalls that this weapon was said to have once belonged to a forgotten god of war. It is a +1 warhammer. If no one wants it, you can probably sell it
I'll take it.
in a bigger city.
Am I worthy to take it? The warhammer?
Roll for worthiness.
You rolled a 1.
Shit.
You rolled a 1.
I mean, did I tell you guys about the time when,
16!
Okay, you're worthy.
DC
Yes!
19.
Did I tell you guys about the one time when one of the most naive guys in our D&D group his dragon barbarian was getting hit on by a half-orc bard, and she invited him back to her place. And I jokingly said, roll for purity. And he did. Can you guess what he rolled?
Natural one. Natural one.
Indeed.
Nice.
Tugboat, did you hear the story? Do you know who I'm talking about?
I did not. But it would be Dennis, who was the barbarian. So
Yes. Yes, it was. He rolled a natural one on purity. And I feel responsible and so guilty.
That
Um,
boy got
are-
some STDs.
Are any of you proficient in the weapon blowgun?
No.
So
Um,
unfortunate.
No, I don't think
Well,
so.
both Colton and Ken would be because they get proficiency with martial weapons.
Right. You find a blowgun and some unusual needles for ammunition that, if you ask your mage friend about it, he's able to tell you that foes slain by this weapon dissolve into rose petals.
Fabulous.
There's about 50 needles that come with it.
Huh.
Who did you say was proficient with it, Tugboat?
That would be Ken and Colton.
Gotcha.
Ooh, dibs.
You can't take all of the items.
If I
You find an ever-smoking bottle, an elixir of health,
Want
a
it?
bag of beans.
I'll take the beans.
The beans.
The beans.
Not the beans. Ever
One being
smoking
to
bottle.
rule them all.
I'm looking
So,
for
let me see here.
Never smoking bottle. Health potion.
statues or anything like that.
I didn't catch that, Tugboat. Say again.
Seaward is looking for anything animal related, like maybe animal figurines or animal statues.
Let me see here. There is a small silver figurine of a wolf. Mhm.
I just had to get that out there in the event that somebody else decided they wanted to try and have.
You find. Here, as a side note, the bag of beans. These are magic beans. There are 6 beans in the bag. And your mage friend warns you not to just throw them out willy-nilly because the magic they're enchanted with is a bit unstable. And who knows what kind of effects any one bean might have if you plant it and water it.
beanstalk. Sorry.
Depends on what I roll on my percentiles.
Percentile, great.
Yeah, no, but if you guys search Bag of Beans for 5th edition at some point, it's pretty great.
It's pretty good.
Summons
Ah.
it.
Let's see.
All right, who wants to take the bag of beans?
I'll take a bag of beans.
Okay.
There's
Bean boy.
a potion of healing. The mage is also able to take a look at the satchel you picked up at Shia LaBeouf's cabin and explains that it's a satchel of unmet needs. It
Unmet
provides
needs.
Yes. So unlike a bag of holding where you put stuff in, this is more like it can provide a lot of basic adventuring gear type things if you need them, and I can pull that up for you.
For the
in
record,
just a
I
bit.
was the one holding that.
You find a spell scroll of delayed blast fireball, excuse me.
Much
Which
want.
again, very scary.
Much want.
The rest of you guys, I don't think can cast that spell, so He would be the only one that it would do any good for. You find gloves of swimming and climbing, which might be very helpful for someone who's not very athletic or dexterous. You find also a set of green armor that's coated in some sort of slippery, sticky slime substance. And for any of you that have fought slime monsters, it seems to have a very similar consistency. So someone can put down slime armor as well.
I'll take the climbing and athletics item.
The gloves of swimming and climbing.
Thank you.
And then last but not least, you also find what looks like a very smooth wooden club. And let me just pull that up here. Except that it also has a set of fangs protruding from
Fangs.
it.
Definitely be taking that.
Ooh. I'll take the club.
Let me...
3 different times that I was taking it.
Oh, sorry. I
Oof.
didn't hear. You take it, then talk about. Sorry.
Plus, a club is like one of the only 2 weapons that a druid can use. So,
Fair point. Fair point.
All right, Tugboat, you have selected the vampire bat.
That makes sense.
So I'm going to read this out loud as I've posted it to the group chat. During the day, this appears to be an ordinary bat, but as the sun sets, a pair of long fangs protrude from the wood, adding a bonus 1d4 piercing damage on top of the vampire bat's usual 1d8 bludgeoning damage. In addition, while clutching the vampire bat at night, the holder can polymorph into a small bat for up to 1 hour once per evening. This version of the vampire bat has been updated so the user no longer develops a garlic allergy and can now be recognized by mirrors. Unfortunately, we are still troubleshooting why the user must succeed on a wisdom saving throw of 15 every night or be compelled to count out loud anytime they see 7 of the same object. Example. 7 guards I've just alerted. We also apologize for being unable to remove the accent at this time.
That's amazing.
The last group I offered this to had no interest in it, and it made me sad.
I'm sorry.
It was an all evil group, and like the lawful evil paladin was just like, I don't actually care about any of these items. It was just my duty to kill this particular creature, and then he left. And the tiefling gunslinger was more interested in obtaining cursed rings of greed and wrath and lust, and then using his money to get more chicks, and getting back home to his succubus girlfriend.
That only
It was
makes
a weird
too much
night.
sense.
Yeah, pretty much. He wooed her with Devil Went Down to Georgia on the fiddle.
Understandable.
All right.
Sucks.
So, let's see here. Most of the items that I've described to you, you can look up. They're either in the player's handbook or the DMG, so they should be enough to Google. The slime armor, satchel of unmet needs, the vampire bat, the ring of memories are all homebrew items. But I can send you the pictures of those. So let's see, here's the satchel.
Were the gloves weren't homebrew, were they?
They shouldn't be. Gloves of climbing and swimming.
Mm-hmm. Just curious.
Or swimming and climbing. Yeah, you should be able to look them up, but if not, I can find them.
Ever smoking.
Our DM had some Knoll use the ever smoking bottle, but he forgot this was in a foggy area, so it went from obscured to, yeah, you guys are pretty much blinded. And then he also had a shambling mound, which has blind sight, so it was able to keep bashing on us while we couldn't
Oh.
find anything. to hit that
Oh.
wasn't within 5 feet of us. It was more rough than the dragon fight later that night.
Oh,
That reminds
Yeah.
me of Puff and Forrest's story where they're all on a boat and a dragon shows up and one of them summons smoke and he's like, "Are you serious right now?" He's like, "Yup." "Are you sure about this?" "Yup." It's like, "Cool, you can't see anything and it sees you." It's like, "Oh, great, awesome."
Yep. Puffin Forest is adorable.
Isn't he?
All right, and here's the slime armor if anyone is interested. Otherwise, you might be able to find some mage or other adventurer who's willing to buy it from you. And with
Interesting
that,
item.
I'm going to be gone for just a couple of minutes. I can stay on after that if anyone has any questions or whatever. But that concludes our one-shot, unless anyone would like to have any final comments on what their characters are doing after the battle.